Wow, it's so great to have you here again today at the Young Leaders Academy. Young Leaders Academy is mandated to raise 1 million leaders across the world and is a mandate for us. And our vision is to raise exceptional leaders in the society. This season is another season for our QLM, which is what we call Quarterly Leadership Masterclass. And this season, we are looking at mastering the business of your talent, mastering the business of your talent. Everyone is got talent, everyone has been blessed by God with innate capacity, with potential, with gift, with talent, with visions, with dreams. Everyone has got something that is inside of him. Inside everyone is a gift that God has embedded in that person to be a blessing to his generation, to be a blessing to the world. If you read through the book of Matthew 25, you see the parable of talent. God gave to each one of those servants according to their capacity. He gave to one 5, he gave to another 2, he gave to another 1. And if you read through that story, you will see that the one that had 5 traded with his own talent and he came about extra 5, which made it 10. The one that had 2 traded with his own and came across with another 2, which made it 4. The one that had 1, you see the story there, the man went to eat the talent in the ground and he couldn't produce, he couldn't multiply, he couldn't extend his potential. And that's the purpose of this meeting, understanding your potential, ability to log into your talent and bring them out for productivity. So today I'll be sharing with you on building a brand around your talent, building a brand around your talent. A young man who discovered that is a songwriter and is a singer. He is always singing around, and people were calling him and inviting him to different places and different locations, and he was always going about with that. At first he saw it as something of fun, but at some point, somebody told him one day and said to him, you could build a brand, something bigger from what you are doing. And that was the beginning of his brand. You must understand that everyone has a talent, everyone has got a talent, but not everyone will turn that talent into a brand. Not everyone will turn that talent into a brand. A brand is what gives you talent identity. A brand gives you visibility. A brand brings value into what you are doing. A brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room. That's brand identity. You can be gifted but ignored. You can be gifted yet ignored, until you build a brand around what you carry. You can be ignored by men. So your gift is going to become known when you begin to brand your gift. So I see too many young people today who are not ready to create a brand identity around their gift, around their talent. God gave you that gift to impact life and to make lives better, to to build a generation. So your gift is there to be a blessing not only to you but to the world around you. But for the world to accept your gift, to accept your talent, to bring it to light, you need to build a brand around it. In Proverbs 22 verse 29, Proverbs 22 verse 29, Bible says, "Seest thou a man diligent in his business, he said, he shall stand before kings and not mean men." Branding your talent makes you visible before kings. That's what that scripture is saying. When you create a brand around your business, around your talent, around your gift, it brings you before great men. It makes your vision visible to people, to everyone around you. So what is a brand? What is a brand? I'll share a brief understanding of the concept of brand. So a brand is the perception of your talent in people's mind. A brand is the perception of your talent in people's mind. It is not just your logo. A brand is not just your logo, it's not just your name, it is the feeling. It is the trust, is the experience that is attached to you. So your brand is your voice, your brand is your style, your brand is your consistency, your brand is your voice, your brand is your style, your brand is your consistency, your brand is your message. That's what a brand is about. When people hear Dangote, they think of reliability, they think of large scale business. When people hear of Sinach, they think of worship and excellence. When people, what people think about you is what brings about your brand. So what do people think of you when they hear about your name? What do people think about you? What do they think or say about you when they hear of your name? So the question is, what do you want to be known for? What do you want to be known for? What will you be remembered for? What do you want the world to remember you for? Even when you have long gone, vision does not die. The visionaire can die, but the vision does not die. So you must build your talent to the extent that even when you are long gone, the brand is still speaking. So that's what a brand is about. So a brand is the perception of people, your talent in the mind of people. It's not just about your logo, it's not just about your name, it's not just about your vision statement, it's about the feeling, the trust, the experience that is attached to you. It's about your style, it's about your voice, it's about your consistency, it's about the message that you are passing to your world. So I move on. There are some building blocks, that makes a brand to be strong. So how can you build blocks that makes a brand to be strong? I'll give you just practical steps. Number one, you must discover your identity. You must discover your unique identity. Some people say it's unique value and unique structure, your uniqueness. You must discover your uniqueness. You must know your identity. So the question is, who are you? So there are questions you need to ask yourself. Who are you? Why are you here? What are you called to do? Who are the people that you have been sent to? So you must be able to identify this. So when we talk about discovering your unique value, we are talking about what problem does your talent solve? Who is going to benefit most from what you do? What makes your talent different from others? These are questions that you must ask yourself when it comes to identity. So, for example, if you're a speaker like me, are you a motivational speaker? Are you a leadership focused speaker? Are you a spiritually inclined kind of speaker? You must be clear about your lane. So you must be clear. For me, I'm clear about what I'm sent to do. I know my passion is leadership, finance, motivation, and success. So I'm very clear about it. And if you watch my pattern, if you watch the things I do, they are around those things. If you watch the books I write, they are around those areas. You won't see me write a book on deliverance. You won't see me write a book. So now, does that mean that I'm not good in that area? No, but it means that I'm just focusing on the exact thing that I'm passionate about, on the exact gifting that God has given to me. So, what God gave to me is different from what He gave to you. What He gave to you is different from what He gave to me. So there are some things I can do that you cannot do. There are some things you can do that I cannot do. So that's why everyone is to be celebrated in their area of gifting, in their area of potential, and that's very, very critical. So what does your talent solve? What problem does your talent solve? Well, who is going to benefit from it? What makes your talent different from others? Because you must be unique. You must have a unique identity. Number two part in that is you must define your brand message. You are building a brand around your talent. You must define your brand message. So the question is, what do you stand for? What do you stand for? What value drives your work? What value drives your work? Your message should reflect your purpose and your conviction. Your message should reflect your purpose and your convictions. And that's very, very important. For example, at Young Leaders Academy, our message is raising value-driven young leaders. Our message is raising exceptional leaders in the society, and we are passionate about this. Everything we do is revolves around our message. You know, and that's the same message we carry around in our cluster campaigns. You know, if you've been saying it, that's the message we carry around. So the question is, what do you stand for? What value drives your work? What's the message that you are sharing, that you're passing across to the world? The third part is that you must create a visual and emotional identity. You must create a visual and emotional identity. What do we mean by this? You must create a name, you must create a logo, you must create a tagline, you must create a tone of communication, a tone of communication, and you must keep it consistent across all your platforms, on social media, on your flyers, on your website. You must keep your name, your logo, your tagline, your tone of communication must be the same. That's what brand is about. You must keep it consistent. It must be consistent. So if you have an Instagram page, you have a Facebook page, you have TikTok account, you have any other one that you can mention, you have a Facebook, you have a YouTube channel, or everything must carry the same identity. Somebody was speaking to me recently about it and said, "Oh, sir, you need to align this, align." So when you're talking about brand identity, you must ensure that across all your pages in your business, it must be the same thing all through. You must communicate the same message, you must communicate the same identity. That's creating an emotional identity and creating a visual expression of your brand. So you must allow your visuals to reflect your professionalism. You must allow your visual to what, to reflect your professionalism. And number four, you must build credibility through consistency. You must build credibility through what? Consistency. You must show up even when you don't feel like it. You know, sometimes about a year or two ago, I decided to start a video, to start posting videos on my status, on my Instagram page, most especially on my Instagram page, and it also appears on my Facebook. It wasn't easy. There was a time I was doing it once in a week. At some point, I began to do it every two days. At some point, I increased it to be doing it every day. Beloved, it's not easy. Consistency is not easy, but you must keep showing up. That's what brand identity is all about. You must keep showing up. You must build credibility through consistency. Beloved, you must know that nothing works except you work it. You know, you must have this concept at the back of your mind. If you don't show up, nobody will show up for you. You know, you must show up. You know, some people today, they are experiencing failure in what they do because they are not consistent. You know, success is a process. Success comes through consistency. You know, you can't just show up today and then you show up again next day. You know, you have to show up every day. Even when things are not working perfect where you want it, you must keep showing up on a daily basis. Consistency build trust. You know, some people ask me questions: how have you been able to sustain your business over the years? It's consistency. It's consistency. There are people who do business with me today because they have seen me do it over and over again. There are people who stick to me today. They are not going anywhere because they have seen, they have been able to build trust in the business I do. They have seen it for a consistent number of years, 15, 20 years. They have seen it that I've been consistent with it. And there are years where no business, no customer, no nothing. But we are there showing up and telling people that this is what we do. That's consistency. It builds trust. You must keep your word and deliver value every time. Now, if there's anything that I'm so passionate about is delivery of value. Delivery of value. You know, many of the customers that are in my business today, I don't know them, I've not seen them before. Some of them I'm not going to get to meet them. But the question is, am I able to deliver excellence and value? Yes. Yes, that's what is keeping the business running. You must be consistent with your word. You must deliver value at every time. And the last one, which is number 5, is you must tell your story. So what I've been talking about, I'm trying to build blocks of strong brand, how to build blocks of a strong brand. And I've mentioned 5 things there. You must first discover your unique identity. You must define your brand message. You must create a visual and emotional identity. You must build credibility through consistency. And the last one is you must tell your story. People connect with story. Permit me. People connect more with stories, not skills. People connect more with. They want to know your story. They want to know where you are coming from. They want to know how you have journeyed the path to this time. You must share your journey. You must share your struggles. You must share the lessons and the growth. When I moved into the UK, sometime I did some podcast on my YouTube. Is still there to document my journey from Nigeria to the UK. My experiences is about 5 episodes. So you must share your struggles. You must share the lessons you have learned and the process of your growth. People want to know your story. That makes them to stick to your brand. Your story is the bridge between your talent and your audience. Your story is what is the bridge between your talent and your audience. And number 4 in our point of building a brand around your talent, you must keep expanding the brand. Keep expanding the brand from talent to impact. From talent to impact. Once your brand is built, you need to begin to grow it strategically. Once your brand is built, you need to keep growing it strategically. And how can you grow it strategically? Number 1, you must leverage on social media. The social media today is a big platform, and there are people who are making it big because they are leveraging on social media. So you must learn to use different platforms to communicate your message. Use platform where your audience is active. So there are different social media platforms. We have the Instagram. Some people are on top on Instagram. Some people are on top. I have a friend who has about 56,000 followers on Facebook, but on Instagram, just less than 1.5. So she's big on Facebook. So you must identify your platform. But there are people who have over 1 million followers on Instagram, and that's their place. But on Facebook, they are nothing. There are people, for example, look at that young guy on TikTok. Is the biggest guy there. That's his platform. You must find your platform for your brand. You must find your platform where your audience is more active, and you must begin to share value-driven content. You must share tips, lessons, behind the scene moments of your brand and your identity and your talent. You must begin to share. And number 2, you must collaborate and network. Now, if there's anything you need to do right now, is you must learn to collaborate and to network with other people. Your network is what determines your net worth. The people around you, the people that you are linking with, the people you are connected to, will in a great way determine how far you are going to go in your career and in your business. So you must build partnership, because partnership expands your visibility. You must build strong partnership. Strong partnership, because it expands your visibility. Number 3, you must monetize your brand. So you must offer services, create digital products, host events, and start a YouTube channel. Okay, many years ago, a young lady spoke to me, one of my daughters spoke to me and said, Pastor, you need to open a YouTube account. That was long time ago. More than, I think about 9 years now, thereabout. I wish I'd listened to her. She was saying to me, look at this young man. He has a YouTube channel. Showed me the YouTube channel. I just said, no, what's YouTube, man? I wish I started then. She even went ahead to open the channel for me and shared me the login details. So my channel today, it was this young lady that opened it for me, but I did nothing there. I just left it. I wish I had started doing YouTube and communicating my content as far as that time. So right now, you need to open a channel. There are some of you that is listening to me right now. That's the next step you need to take right now. So use every platform to communicate your message. Don't be afraid to charge for your value. See, your talent, you need to move from free to fee. Move from free to fee. There are some people who've got talent today, but they are offering it for free. You need to move from that stage. Don't be afraid to charge for your value. Even Jesus said, the laborer is worthy of his wages. Some versions say the laborer is worthy of his hire. That's Luke 10 verse 7. Luke 10 verse 7. Number 4, guard your reputation. Guard your reputation. Integrity sustains what brands has built. Integrity sustains what branding builds. Very, very important. Be careful with your association. Be careful with your public behaviors. Let your private behavior be the same as your public behavior. Be careful because it spoils your brand. Some people today, they're having challenges with their brand identity because of lack of integrity. And in conclusion, so I conclude this meeting, the kingdom perspective about branding. God gives talent. Your responsibility is to multiply that talent. Branding is not pride. Branding is stewardship. Branding is not pride. Branding is stewardship. A brand gives your talent a voice. A brand gives your talent a voice, and it gives it a platform to serve more people. Matthew 5:14 and 16. Matthew 5:14 to 16. The Bible says, "You are the light of the world. Let your light so shine before men." Bring your talent into a brand identity. Build a brand identity around your talent. That's what that place is saying. Let your light so shine before men. Branding your talent is how you let your light shine to the world. Don't just have a talent, have a name attached to it. Let your brand reflect excellence. Let your brand reflect integrity. Let your brand reflect purpose. The world is waiting to experience your gift, beloved. The world is waiting to experience your gifts. The world is waiting to experience your talent, packaged, presented, and positioned for impact. I wish you a great journey. I wish you a great session, and I wish you the great impact across, because other speakers are going to come and you are going to watch the video.